again. And today's segment of Litwits, we're going to talk about something I had no idea about until this chick turned me on to it.
It's actually pretty cool.
It is actually pretty cool. It's called Pub Slush. And it's a online crowdfunding / fundraiser for literacy program that helps local authors.
Well, not just local, but authors around the world, whoever chooses this format.
True.
To have a grassroots campaign of their own. So, it's like Indiegogo or Kickstarter, but for books.
And it has a separate aspect of not only just helping people to raise money to have these books published, it's also to promote childhood literacy.
Which is really neat. I really like it a lot. It's very similar to what we have here in Tennessee, the Dolly's Rainbow Train, Book a Train. What's it called? I don't know. Dolly Parton has this really awesome Give a Kid a Book.
Well, anything that Dolly Parton does
gold
is worth checking out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll research this, and I apologize for not having my bookworm knowledge a little bit more complete, so I'm sorry.
You can't be Giles anymore. Shame.
Wait, I was never Giles in the first place. I was Oz, who is the computer person.
Oz was never a computer person.
Well, no,
Willow
he wasn't.
was a computer person.
He was the werewolf.
He was the werewolf.
I'm just going to be a werewolf. Can I be a werewolf?
You can be the snarky werewolf.
I am wearing a full moon.
I'm
sorry.
I have multiple moons. Does that
we
make
were
me
talking
more
about
werewolfy?
Pub Slush.
Okay, yes.
And it being this really awesome way to fund your book as a little independent artist or author.
For anyone who's ever tried to publish a book or done any kind of research on what it takes to actually get one of these major publishing companies not only interested to read your stuff, but to actually put the money forth to publish for you, it is really difficult. It's one of the most hardest industries to break into. And this allows people, most hardest, yeah, grammar Nazis. I'm not ashamed. I haven't had any caffeine today.
I offered to give you part of my energy drink.
Focus.
Energy drink!
That's the problem.
It is not the problem. Sorry. Time. Okay, so it's a mother and daughter team.
And it's called the Barbara Family Foundation. And that's the actual childhood literacy promotion aspect of it. And in this case, you donate money to an author's campaign. Say you want to support this person to get their book independently published. You want to help them raise money. What the foundation does is it matches book sold to book given to a child in need.
Which is really awesome. That's my favorite part about this.
I mean, and honestly, say you don't really care that much about, supporting an author, or none of these projects, none of these campaigns really appeal to you, you can still support the foundation itself and help support childhood literacy. You don't necessarily have to give money to a campaign. You can just generously donate to this foundation and help a child who maybe in normal everyday life wouldn't have an access to books. And as bookworms, you know how important that is.
Absolutely. Because, not everywhere has a library, or they can get to a library. And this is a foundation that takes this money, takes this charity work, and gives it to them. It mails it to the child in need. So, I think that's kind of neat.
I think it's awesome. I think the more we do to promote literacy around the world, and the more we do for impoverished people, especially in countries where maybe even women don't have access to these kind of things, the more we can do to get knowledge out there, written knowledge out there, I think we're better off as a society and a world.
I agree. They also have, this little thing called Twitter and LinkedIn if you want to find out more about the foundation.
What's a tweeter?
Tweeter?
What's a tweeter?
A tweeter?
How does one tweet? I have like a little Twitter thing on my phone.
She has a Twitter account.
But I don't
we
use
made
it.
her do a Twitter account.
They made me.
What are you? Who are you?
I'm at Slayer Stick.
Which is kind of cool because she's like...
I do stake people sometimes. I'm sorry.
She does. She has literally staked people.
I have.
Correct use of that word.
Yeah, I've staked an individual. Anyway.
Off subject again, but totally on subject.
Totally on subject.
And I'm at Darth Crow with an E on the end.
So you're Darth Crow. Kind of a Star Wars geeky thing.
Just a little.
And I'm Slayer Stick. Kind of a Whedon geeky thing.
Well, we are bookworms.
We are geeks in our own right. And don't let anyone ever tell you that bookworms are not geeks. Don't let them ever, dish your straight geek cred, because it's there.
Well, and it's a gateway drug.
It really
Books
is.
are my gateway drug. 4 years old, library every day.
My
Lost
local
in
librarians like
Fantasyland.
knew my name and would just give me books because I was the only one who ever checked them out.
Well, yeah, and like I'm sure you were allowed over the allotted 5 books a checkout.
Oh my god!
Like,
they were
would
like,
let me
take them
bags.
and whenever you want to bring them back, I know you're good for it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for Pub Slush and Litwits today.
I highly recommend go online, check it out at pubslush.com. Give a few minutes, look through these campaigns that these various authors
There's
are
some
trying to
really
promote.
cool ones.
And, donate a couple bucks. Help a book come to fruition. Okay? Do it. All right, this week's author highlight, we actually focus on a local Knoxville boy.
Ooh.
He's homegrown.
Homegrown. We
Homegrown.
like it. We grow them right here.
He's very, ego, organic, friendly, because he's grown here when we don't fertilize things. And anyway, it's Michael David Anderson.
That is, you just proved we fertilize everything. Michael David Anderson.
Thank you.
Let's talk about him.
Michael David Anderson. Again, we said he's a local boy and recently has had a very successful campaign on Pub Slush.
I know, really exciting.
Really, really, really exciting.
And the reason we say this is because he was hoping to get $500.
I thought it was $1,000.
Well, his campaign was $1,000.
But he only thought he was going to
he
get
was
about
like,
$5,000.
At 500, Pub Slush automatically gives you your money.
Yeah.
Which is really neat because some of the other Kickstarter and Indiegogo, they have different qualifications for
You
that.
have to meet your limit on some of these
exactly.
things.
So he said, you know what? If I get $1,000,
Happy camper.
I'm okay with that because I'll get 500 realistically. I really don't think he realized how much support we were all going to give him.
And we gave him some support because
We
not
did.
only did he meet his $1,000 goal, he exceeded it. He blew past that. And I think his end total was $6,900, something along those lines.
$6,900. It was $1,609.
$1,600.
A little off there, darling.
Numbers make me sad.
Her numbers went whoop.
Numbers make me sad
Why do they make you sad?
because I don't understand them.
Okay, let's stick with words.
Words, okay, I do better with words.
1609.
1609.
161% funding, which is exciting.
Which is really awesome for his novel Teddy. Mm-hmm. Now the book is called Teddy, and we actually had a chance to look at his little blurb about it and actually see what Teddy was about. Because I'm sorry, from the title, I was like Teddy.
Yeah,
it
I
sounds
was like,
kind of
I
teddy
don't
bear.
want to read a book about a bear. I mean,
Like-
come on.
Like, it's my brave little toaster with a teddy bear. But no, actually, it turns out it was really, really interesting. And
Horror?
just reading that
Psychological
little
thriller?
paragraph that he put up on there as like a teaser kind of blew my mind. It had me going,
No,
I don't know how I feel about this, but I like it, but I'm kind of disturbed. And some of the best books and movies and TV do that. Like, they make you feel sick even though you want to keep watching.
Yeah, you have to. You can't put it down. And this is one of those books. I actually got my ebook version already, and
She loves rubbing that in.
I do. I love it. It's so much fun. But anyway, so I'm already about halfway through.
And you're digging it?
Yeah, I had to put it down last night because I got to a scary part.
Unfortunately, we both donated to Michael David Anderson's...
Unfortunately.
Listen to where I'm going with this.
Okay.
We both donated. We both really wanted to support Michael in his Teddy campaign. Whitney decided that she was going to donate and receive an e-copy of the book once Michael hit his big quota. I, being the digital is evil, give me a book I can whack someone with hardcore fan, opted for a hard edition of the book. I haven't gotten mine yet, and she has hers, and I'm jealous.
I'm 42% through.
Yeah, but when I get mine, I will have it forever, and I'll be able to put it on my little shelf.
I have mine forever.
Yeah, but it's like in your Death thing, and
I do not have a Kindle. I have a Samsung tablet.
Yeah, but you can't display that on a shelf. You can't like, oh, look at my pretty copy of Teddy. Like, no, you have to let me scroll and find it. No, that's not cool. I can put mine on my
look
shelf.
at my pretty copy of Teddy. And this really cool Punisher sticker and Deathly Hallows and
Michael,
Scooby-Doo.
please just know that my version, my copy of Teddy, will be displayed proudly on my shelf.
He knows. He knows. Do you know why he knows?
Why does he know?
We did a little interview session with this gentleman.
We actually got to sit down and talk to our local author.
It was a little fangirl moment. I'll admit it. I got a little giggly.
We did, and it was... I think we kind of showed our true geekdom colors.
And
especially with some of the questions that we asked.
We had to apologize a few times because we're like, we're just two bibliophiles, you know.
We're just two young girls looking for books in the big world.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the reason that I know this is because he talked about my dying question. The one that was most important to me was digital versus print.
Which, as you know, has been an ongoing debate on this show.
Yeah, and which one do you prefer, Michael David Anderson?
And
I lost.
she lost big time. She ate it.
Mm-hmm.
Michael agrees with me. He agrees with us, our true hardcore book fans, that we need that thing in our hands. And he totally
I do
agreed.
have a thing in my hand.
But it's crap. It's a
That
crap
sounds
thing.
awful. I have a thing in my hand. Trust me.
She meant her e-reader.
thing.
Get your minds out of the gutters, bookworm.
Sorry.
This is not 50 Shades of Grey conversation.
This is more like book snake. Anyway, he did not say that digital was wrong.
He
Like
didn't.
you. He's not digital is evil. He
He's
just
not
prefers
anti-digital.
print.
Which, you know.
And there's another thing he agrees with her on.
Go ahead, tell him what it is. I want to hear you say the words.
Which one are you talking about? Because he agrees, at 3 out of 6 questions, he agrees with Casey on.
Yeah.
Which one are you going with?
I'm going with the question that revolves around whether or not you would actually want to take the life of another character.
Ooh, I would love to.
Not take the life as in take the life.
No,
but
but
would you
like-
like to assume,
Replace a character in any book.
or an author, if there's one person you would
Or an
like
author,
to
yeah.
be, who would that be?
Who would it be? And he went all wimpy with Casey and
It's
said
not wimpy.
nothing. He would not want to, that he would not survive a day.
As Teddy. And I totally, okay, having read some of this, I totally agree. I wouldn't
I
survive
agree.
a day as Teddy. But I don't know if I'd ever want to assume
I don't
the
know.
mantle of a book character.
My inner dragon would come out and slay everybody.
Is that why the shirt is there?
That's why I'm wearing the shirt.
And because I've been vindicated on so many of my little quirks with Michael, I love revenge. It's oh so sweet.
You have it on my face in this a few times, so anyway.
I have to do what I can do.
Something else about Michael that was really interesting. What book made you a bookworm or changed your bookworm life, if you will?
Because I think we all have at least that one book or series of books that kind of propelled us into this whole bookworm
And it was
fandom.
kind of interesting because he was reading Goosebumps, which
a lot-
I read.
a lot of us did as
you read
kids.
Goosebumps. We're kind of weird kids, so like we went towards that tendency, of course.
The Fear Street, the R.L. Stein Fear Street. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and where I love those books, they were a little cheesy. And his mom, which was cool, I thought, gave him Stephen King and said, "Look here, son.
Like, time to grow up. Put on your big boy britches
Yeah,
and graduate to some Stephen
It's time
King.
to read." And he was hooked, and he became a bookworm.
He became
at that point.
one of us. Be one of
Yeah,
us.
and I thought that was kind of cool. Because Stephen King was what he started with. My first Stephen King novel, Pet Sematary, I still have never finished the book because it terrifies me so much. And it evokes that childhood fear.
Salem's Lot was my first Stephen King experience. Loved it. I sat on a porch in the middle of summer in bright daylight and got piss pants terrified.
Okay, wait. In
Yeah. Yeah.
making fun of you for a second,
Yeah.
you still, to this day, as an adult, can't read some stuff without the lights on. And without being mired to your couch because the floor has become lava blood and you can't get it out of where.
I have a very active imagination.
Very active imagination.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's not anything wrong with that. It's kind of
And
cute.
scary stuff is out there. Like, that's why your little feeties don't hang over the end of the bed. Don't do that. It's like Monster Zone.
So are you one of those people you have to read something else after reading something scary? Like when I watch a scary movie and it really like rocks me to my core, I watch Disney Princesses for 10 hours.
No, I'm totally
Do
there
you
with
read-
you.
do you read another book?
I have to do something to change the trajectory of my thought process.
So do you read poetry?
I do actually love me some poetry. I do. I have volumes of
Because
poetry.
you're a little bit of a poet yourself.
Some might argue that that's a really strong term.
I don't know. You made me cry one night.
Maybe you're just a pansy.
I am a little bit of a pansy.
But yeah, poetry is one of my help me calm down, be centered after I read The Shining or The Haunting of Hill
So
House.
have you read any of Michael David Anderson's poetry?
Actually, I have. I did manage to find some stuff online that was actually really interesting. He has several volumes available on Amazon.
Did you see the segue there? That was kind of
Segue. He does have several volumes of poetry that have already been published that are out there for you to purchase.
He's probably going to shoot us for saying this.
He probably is, however,
But we're going to say it anyway.
we're going to say it. Some of the best little blurbs I read on him or about his stuff was not necessarily the Teddy stuff, though that is amazing. It was the poetry.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I'm a a poet fan and that kind of genre speaks to me, or that medium speaks to me, I think that was more touching.
We do like a good poem.
There's nothing wrong with a good poem. The one I liked most that's available on Amazon was Delusions of Grandeur and Illusions of Eloquence. I know. Like, I just love that title.
The title alone.
It's just like, ooh,
Sold.
something's, he uses big words. I like it.
You do like your big words.
I do. I'm one of those, 25-cent word people.
Did you say most greatest a second ago?
Why bring up bullshit?
I don't know. Just because it's funny. Miss Big Word.
Anywho, as I was saying, we were talking about Michael.
Yes. I'm sorry, Michael. Check. I'm back on
I can't do anything with you.
All right. Go to Amazon.
Go to Amazon. Just type in
Find
Michael.
his poetry.
Type in Michael David Anderson. Check out some of the links there. Check out some of the, you can flip through on the Amazon stuff and read a little bit. I'm telling you, go in there, check it out. You're gonna want to buy something.
And he's got his. You can buy the actual hard copy of his new book, Teddy, or his first novel. It's his first novel.
It's his first published novel. Yes.
Yeah. You can find that. We're going to post links, so look at them. But it's at createspace.com is for the print version of the book. And
Smashwords, we can get an e-copy.
The digital copy.
The digital copy.
And it's actually...
If you're into that kind of thing.
It comes in different the different mediums, the formats for the digital, because I don't know if you know this or not, but they come in different, files. So,
no, I didn't.
Read it.
Regular books.
Really good.
Books.
I like it. I mean, I got the PDF so that I could just have it on my home computer, but then I just imported it into my Kindle, or my Kindle app. So those people know what I'm talking about.
Okay, as long as somebody does, because I'm lost.
But we did want to say that when we posted about Michael David Anderson on our Bookworms forum and on our Bookworm page on Facebook at thatstupidpodcast.com, that you guys were really awesome. And I know that we there are a few bookworms that we saw donated to the campaign, so we really appreciate it.
We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Supporting a local guy, supporting an author, trying to get his works out there, and trying to make that kind of dream come true. So we really appreciate it. And be sure to go to the forum and check out our full interview with Michael. He actually answered a bunch of questions for us, which were... some of them very random, and we apologize, Michael, but thank you for doing that for us. Go check out the full interview. Go check out Michael on Amazon, and let us know what you think. We want to hear back from you. Did you enjoy it as much as we did?
All right, thanks. We have a new segment for you all today. It is called Hit the Books.
What is Hit the Books, Whitney? What does that mean? Tell us more.
Anyway, so it is where we do a book. We pick a book, and we talk about it.
Is it a book we've read?
I know this sounds so stupid and cheesy, but I promise it's going to be really good. It is a book. We pick it, we read it, and we fight about it, usually.
We do kind of fight about it, but it's not as cheesy as you might think, because we're bookworms. That's what we do. We read books, and we like to get with other bookworms and talk about the books we've read.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of reading this really awesome book if you have no one to talk to about it?
Exactly. So, this is what we're going to start doing, and we're going to make you do this with us. You're going to come kicking and screaming into Bibliophile Land. Speaking of kicking and screaming and dragging and all that good stuff, it started a few weeks ago. Friday the 18th, I believe it was.
Yes.
In the year 2014.
To my deep and abiding shame, bookworms, I was lured to the dark side.
Officially.
Officially.
Like, it is a real deal. The last time we spoke, you knew that she had downloaded the app. Well, that I downloaded the app and put it on her phone for Kindle. But let it be known that she has downloaded her first official book. And I'm really excited and proud of her because it's none other than One Con Glory, which for all you geek girls out there, I don't know if you've ever heard of this book, but you need to check it out. And the reason that I'm looking down right now is because I want to pull up the little cover because it's
the cover
awesome.
is really cute. I
Isn't
gotta
that
admit,
cute?
I mean, it would have been nice in a book. Like
It would have been
on
nice
my
in a book.
shelf,
But the reason that you had to download the book is because I was raving about it. And I really
she
wanted
was
to talk
going
about
off the
this.
end of the earth with this book.
Yeah, it's really funny and good. And just, I knew she would love it because it's got Buffy in it. And,
Lots of Buffy references.
I mean, I sold her on Buffy. So I'll admit that I was a little underhanded about doing this.
I mean, she played dirty. I ain't gonna lie, people.
It's only offered on Amazon as a Kindle book.
And so I bit the bullet. I went ahead and said, you know what? I'm a modern, independent woman. I can download a book. Doesn't mean I'm forsaking my roots. So
Nope.
I did it.
And
I did it. And it was awesome.
She enjoyed it.
It was awesome. It was so good.
It's a really good book.
And it's a really quick, fast read. It's not, a tome or anything, which I think would have driven me crazy trying to read that on my little phone screen. It was a really fun, funny, poignant read.
So it's this author who took her life experiences, because she was on the con circuit as a
now,
writer.
Whitney, what does con mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. For all the bookworms, solid bookworms, and you don't have
crossover.
Yeah, you don't cross over into other things. It's a convention. Typically comic books around it, but it doesn't always have to be. It could be a pop culture. It could be sci-fi.
Horror.
Yeah.
Where like-minded individuals get together, go fangirl over authors and, occasionally actors that show up to these things.
Well, fangirl,
fanboy. We're not gender biased here.
The terminology, I think, began with fanboy, actually.
Did
you see fanboys about Star Wars? Anyway, off subject.
We digress.
Sorry. I mean, not that you guys are surprised about it. But it's Sarah Kuhn, Kuhn,
yes,
is the author's name. And it's hysterical because at the end of the book, she's got something called extras. And
I love extras. I love those little things that they give us that we didn't anticipate.
But she made a playlist for the book as she was writing it, and it's some really awesome songs. It is a faux interview. There's a gentleman called Braidbeard in the novel, and she interviews herself through her character Braidbeard, which is
actually
hysterical.
Really funny. But the book itself is not just a funny little book. We have a lot of geek friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
including ourselves.
Different themed geeks. Different flavors of geek. We have book geek, tech geek, sci-fi geek.
Digigames.
The gamer geeks. We have all those people in our friend group. And this book actually speaks to each one of those kind of different various categories of geek with a lot of references.
There's
to
even
stuff.
a photog geek.
There's a photog
who has
geek.
no idea
what any of the pop culture references are.
But she takes, she goes
really
to take all the
pictures.
pictures, and she's really great at it, and it's hysterical.
And there's actually a lot of little references as I'm reading it that I'm going, I don't quite get this. And I yell to my own geeky fiance, what is Battlestar something or another? And he tells me, and then I get it, and it's funny. Is it Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
Deep Space something?
Well, there's a Deep Space Nine reference. There's a Battlestar Galactica with two different things. Oh, honey.
Those are like the Star Trek war things, right? Are there Ewoks? I liked the Ewoks. They were cute.
Let me take my Star Wars origami book and block her face right now.
What? I saw the movies last year.
Okay.
They were okay.
So anyway, back to One Con Glory before this vein pops.
Didn't a planet pop in one of those movies? Okay, never mind.
Are you serious right now? I mean, you're gonna go there?
Ooh,
Her home planet is destroyed right in front of her eyes because she won't give up the rebellion base, and this is what you're gonna throw in my face in the middle of One Con Glory talk?
I mean, I'm sorry, but I would rather protect a planet than a base.
So the lead character, Julie, who is, the One Con Glory, she has a lot of debates like this. So it
with her other geeky friends.
Hand in hand. So I'm going to just...
She's going to hit me when we stop filming.
We're going to talk about this later.
If you don't see me.
So next week on Bookworm, I might be flying solo. Just saying.
You can't beat the Slayer.
You could beat the Slayer. Call it the books for a reason, lady.
Oh, God. There's violence.
Speaking of cons, we're going to Dragon Con.
Now, okay. Little tip for those of you who've never been to Dragon Con. I've never been to a con period. Dragon Con is awesome. It's held every year in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Which, Atlanta.
ATL.
Yeah, whatever. But I go solely for con. Mm-hmm. And this is actually this will be my fourth consecutive con.
It's my first official Dragon Con.
And I'm so excited.
I go to lots of cons. Like Star Wars Celebration. I've been to that 2 times. I've been to lots of other cons.
But
local,
never Dragon Con.
But never Dragon Con.
And Dragon Con is like... It's like Comic-Con for Southern people. Mm-hmm. It's a little closer to home.
Well, and it's one of the most hospitable cons. It's been voted many a time.
It is. It's
as the nicest con,
and it's a really big event. A lot of people I think have the wrong idea of cons, except for maybe Comic-Con. They think it's like 20 or 30 geeks in like a ballroom
Like playing Dungeons and
drooling
Dragons.
over some Dungeons and Dragons mint condition.
Which you have those people.
You do. However, I mean,
But you also have 10,000 other people.
Yeah, plus that.
Or really
on
more.
any given
I just was
day.
throwing out a Star Wars Celebration number, so sorry.
And it's a massive celebration. And it really, I use the term celebration because it's
so much fun.
This is joyful gathering of geeky people where you can just go and be geeky with each other.
But speaking of the different types of geek that are there are a lot of authors.
A lot of authors.
There's fantasy authors, there's sci-fi authors, young adults. They're going to be there.
I've met some of my favorite authors at con panels or going to book signings.
Levi, the magician's not the magician's nephew. That's a throwback to. Sorry, C.S. Lewis. But it's the Magic Nephew, the Magic King.
Ah, okay.
It's the series that Tess and I were talking about the other day. So yeah, he's gonna be there. I'm really excited about interviewing him.
Laurel K. Hamilton, those of us who are big fans of the Anita Blake series, she's there almost every year. Sherilyn Kenyon. I'm desperately trying to get my little heart, my author crush, Miss J.R. Ward.
I know.
I'm desperately trying to get her to come. We want you to come to con.
Yeah.
I'll bring cookies.
Yeah. Now that you're part of the dark side officially, you've got those cookies.
I have cookies. I came to the dark side. But now there are some, like in the book, there are some really weird con experiences and like really random kind of things that can only happen at a con when you're around these kind of people.
I have a feeling there's a story. Can you make it brief though?
I can make it very brief.
Because we don't want to be here all day, do we, guys?
I mean, I haven't had lunch yet. I get hangry.
Hangry.
But some of my favorite con experiences take place not necessarily in one of the convention rooms. It's outside or walking around watching people cosplay or they have what's called a drum circle at one of these cons.
And cosplay, for those who don't know, is dressing as your favorite character to the T.
Yes. And you have some really awesome cosplayers these cons.
And you have these cosplayers at drum circles. At a con.
At con. There was a drum... I went to the drum circle. I was like, hey, I'm going to get my dance on. I was excited.
I'm not surprised.
And I was approached by a very attractive belly dancer woman.
Ooh.
She was very attractive.
That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, she did the belly thing, and she was striking up a conversation. And I was like, hey, yay, come, let's talk. And then I got a special kind of invitation. I might even call it a proposition.
Ooh.
At the drum circle, and I was really kind of... I needed an adult. And then there was an adult there who happens to be a friend of mine, Ted, who now likes to tell this story to all and sundry.
Is this the punting pixie?
The punting pixie story was not my fault. I maintain that pixie punted herself.
All right, well, it's not the punting pixie, but we may get her to talk about it later.
It was the really attractive belly dancer who tried to lure me to a hotel room.
To show you how to... She's going to teach her how to
She was going to teach me how to belly dance. Aliens. And luckily I was saved by a friend from a very awkward situation. But now I have to live with that for the rest of my life as the story that gets told about my very first con experience.
Yeah. Well, and the reason that we're bringing up these goofy stories is because there's some really funny ones in One Con Glory. One Con Glory. Seriously hysterical.
It captured the atmosphere, I think. The kind of frantic pace of a con really well.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't quit raving about this book. It's so applicable to our lives as geek girls.
And it really is, it's a geek woman in an otherwise male-dominated geek society.
Well, previously male-dominated. We are taking our stand,
coming out,
For the last 10 years or so, it's been trickling in. The last 5 years, it's gotten a little hot and heavy. We're in. We're in it to win it, guys. So
be afraid.
Well, don't be afraid. Just be, be with us here.
I'd be afraid.
Well, a little afraid. I mean, she is Slayer Stick.
Slayer Stick.
So, speaking of... not speaking of, I'm just going to throw this out there. But we do have a forum.
We do.
At thatstupidpodcast.com. And it's called Bookworm. Hashtag.
I don't know why I did this.
I don't know either.
I don't do hashtags.
Bookworm. Anyway, and we posted a trivia question that no one's ever answered.
Ever.
I mean, Google the question, people.
We're giving you plastic money for Amazon, and no one wants the plastic money. I don't understand.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna answer it
you can
myself.
buy your groceries. You can't buy it. You can't win it, and I can't win it. But everybody else is free for all.
Like somebody
Family,
win this thing.
friends.
We want to give something away. Let us do that. Help us help you.
Exactly.
Answer the trivia question.
Yeah, so we're gonna come up with a new trivia question,
which will, by the time you guys are listening to this, will be on the forum. Go to the forum. It'll be under the heading trivia question.
And
Read it. Answer it.
Pulling this out of the clear blue sky, because it's gorgeous today, by the way. But what variation is her Gloria doll? Or her Glory doll?
What variation or what incarnation?
Incarnation. That's a better word for it.
What incarnation?
She goes through a few of these puppies. So
She
we
does
need to
go
know
through-
what number.
What number is she finally on? At the end of the book, how many glories has she gone through?
Yeah.
Answer the question. Get something free.
Please. It's super easy. In the book,
You'll
it's
make us cry.
Yeah.
Like, do you want us to cry? Because we will.
You
We will shame you with
You're
tears.
capable of crying?
They said I could. I've never actually tested the theory.
I mean, we're watching you progress on the show. Like,
I
your
can
heart's
emote.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm really excited.
I have a heart.
You do have a heart.
It's covered in evil, but it's there. Kalima.
Okay. So anyway.
Focus.
All right. So answer your question.
Go to the forum for many reasons, as we've talked about. Check out the forum. Answer the question.
I'm pretty much stalking myself on there. Have you noticed?
Like, no one else goes on there but us.
But you don't even talk back to me.
I don't.
Like,
I've
I am
given up.
literally talking to myself, people. Please.
Give her someone to talk
Somebody
to.
talk to me.
Just be our friend. Won't you be our neighbor?
Alright. We're going to cut it at that because it's just going to get worse.
It's gonna go downhill from here. You don't want to see. It's gonna
see
be
you
ugly.
guys next time.
Come back in.
Bye. Okay, Steven. Litwits.
Litwits. Okay, at the bottom should say Litwits.
It should say Litwits. Okay, and go.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Bookworm. Today on Litwits, we're gonna be talking about. I completely forgot what we were doing.
Okay, wait. Okay. Wait, I got a sign for this. Stop.
Okay.
Hey, remember when you hold the sign up to do it more than when you show me things when you're like,
Stop.
much better.
Check.